These are very special awards because they were awarded to students who have received recognition at our state level. Among all the 58, Wake Tech is the largest of all the community colleges in North Carolina, but we're part of a 58 college system. So we like to say the great 58. So the student award winners at the system are the great among the great 58, and we want to acknowledge them tonight. First, I'm not sure if she's here tonight, but Crystal Buenrostro. And Crystal has been a great leader, particularly in her work in reaching out to Latino students and families to help provide them more information about education, about opportunities. And we're very proud of her. She was nominated and was recognized. She did not win the overall award, but recognized as a statewide nominee for what is the Governor Bob Scott Award. Now, I'm so old, the people who the awards are named for, I actually either met or knew. So Governor Scott was a unique man in the history of our colleges. He was a governor of North Carolina and then became president of the North Carolina Community College System. I actually held that post a couple of presidents after him at one time. But Governor Scott was a unique man, and one of the things he always said is, as honored as he was to be governor of North Carolina, he was even more honored to be the president of the North Carolina Community College System because he knew about what the community colleges meant in our communities, but also what the students of community colleges meant around the state of North Carolina. So we're very proud of Crystal. Now, someone who we're very, very proud of this year is a woman named Khadijah Scarborough, who flew in today from her new job in Baltimore. Khadijah is a superstar, and in fact, we will be, as soon as we bring her up stage to say something in just a minute, Lisa and I are going to leave with Crystal because we have to get downtown for the state awards tonight. We have a command performance. The community college system gives 9 big awards each year to Staff of the Year, Faculty of the Year, IE Reedy Award, but the ending award is called the Dallas Herring Award, which is only given to one student each year among all 58 of the community colleges. And this year, we're very honored at Wake Tech that student is a recent graduate, Khadijah Scarborough, who graduated in December from our nursing program. And Khadijah's story, we first met in this room 3 so years ago as part of a Christmas party for Fostering Bright Futures. Khadijah grew up in foster youth and came to Wake Tech as part of our foster youth support program called Fostering Bright Futures. And she blew it away while she was here, and I'll let her talk about it. But today, after being a graduate, she's now working at Johns Hopkins University at the ER, and just an amazing person. And we're so proud of you. And so the Dallas Herring Award is named for a unique man named Dallas Herring, who we consider the philosophical godfather of the community colleges in North Carolina. He was the chair of the Board of Education when the community college system was created, and he had a mantra when we were all created that we still believe, we talk about today, to take people where they are and carry them as far as they can go. And Khadijah is recognized statewide because of how far she has gone in just a few years. So we're very proud of Khadijah. We are very proud of each and every one of you, and we're thankful that you have been students at Wake Tech for this year and how much you have contributed to Wake Tech as leaders. So unfortunately, I will leave, and I wish I could be with you, but I'm going with Khadijah downtown. But before I do that, I'm going to invite Khadijah Scarborough to come up and just say a few words. And while I do, I'm going to present to her this Special Achievement Award from Wake Tech.
Oh, thank you.
Khadijah.
Hello, everybody. Friends and family, I'm very elated to be here among you today. It's a pleasure to be back home, honestly. I miss Raleigh so much. I miss Wake Tech. Oh my gosh. I just personally want to thank Dr. Scott and his wife for allowing me to get here safely. I also want to say have a huge thank you just to Wake Tech. The faculty, the staff, my mentors, FBF, the ILC building, Every I stayed there a lot. But everything I just mentioned pushed me to be the greatest I can be. They pushed me to my limits. And I would have never known how far I can go if no one would have never pushed me. I'm sorry. I achieved this amount of success with the help of you all. And this all has contributed to me to being pushed to the greatest. And I'm really honored to accept this award. And I like to think that we all have little Khadijas in us. We all have the perseverance to keep pushing, the mindset to change circumstances, and the faith just to believe that you can do whatever you have your mind to do. Achieving the imaginable is precious. You never know where you can go unless you just do it, unless you just try, and you just keep on going. And that, I'm a living testimony. I'm standing here in front of you today. Many people thought I would have been dead, or a million kids, or just on the streets on drugs. But I'm here giving a speech, speaking to you all, living in Baltimore. I would have never moved. I would have never dreamed of moving from Raleigh, my home, leaving Wake Tech. But I'm here today to let you know that you can do it. We all can do it. And I'm just grateful to be here among you all today. And I thank you for nominating me and choosing me to just be the ambassador, a brand for Wake Tech. Thank you.
It's fun to be back in this room with Khadija because one of my most favorite memories is during a Christmas party. I think it was the year before Scott got here. She got a bicycle and she was riding the bicycle literally around in a dress and like just having the time of her life, because I think you said it was the first time you had had a bicycle since you were really, really little. So that is my memory of Khadija. Look at you now. Like they said, like Dr. Rawls mentioned, they're going to have to run away. That has nothing to do with you all. It just means the system office double booked us, and that is not okay with that. I will have something to say to the new president about that. So they're going to run off, and we are going to continue. Our keynote speaker truly needs no introduction. In addition to running a very successful sales consulting and professional speaking company, Sig Hutchinson is likely best known by most of us here for his very enthusiastic support for Wake Tech and his tireless work as a Wake County Commissioner. Sig has successfully led, and as a fundraiser, this astounds me, seven bond referendums that raised over $400 million. If I leave Wake Tech, and I can say that, I will be so happy. I'm 20 years in and I'm nowhere near that. So, but he raised this money for Wake County and the city of Raleigh for his passions: open space preservation, greenways, and two of my hot button passions, transportation and affordable housing. This spring, the Wake Tech Board of Trustees, Scott stole my thunder, named Sig as an honorary Wake Tech alumnus, recognizing him for his enthusiasm and his unwavering support for the college. While Sig left the Board of Commissioners in December of 2022, he continues to serve the Triangle region and North Carolina by serving as a volunteer and a consultant on numerous boards, including the North Carolina Alliance for Health and Go Triangle, sticking with that transportation message. Without further ado, because truly he needs no introduction, please help me welcome Sig Hutchinson.
Thank you, Stephanie. Good evening. How do y'all feel? I just love Khadijah's comment about to have the faith, to be able to believe in yourself that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish, right? Right? You know, I love Wake Tech. But what I love about Wake Tech is if you dream it, you can become it right here at Wake Tech, and you're living examples of that. We are so proud of you. How do you feel about yourselves? Good? How do you feel? Amazing, right? I love your smiles. I love your smile. It's just so amazing. So we collectively are so proud of you. Your parents and your spouses and your friends who are here tonight are all so, so proud of you. But in about 10 minutes, I want to change your life. I want to change your life in a way that you can't even imagine. If you think what you've accomplished so far, you're leaders of the community and of the college. You have a degree. It's like you have a ticket to Disney World. But what I want to talk about tonight is how you can take your ticket, now that you have it, and you can walk into the Magic Kingdom and experience all the glory and the magic that the Magic Kingdom has to offer to you. What I'm offering you are 3 magic keys that can guarantee your success in life. Can guarantee that you will have a happier life. That guarantee that you will have a stronger, happier marriage, family, kids, all of that. 10 minutes and 3 magical keys. The only thing that we're missing maybe is a magic wand. Did anybody bring a magic wand with them? Did you, sweetheart? Did you bring a magic wand? Maybe I have one. Hey, sweetheart. It's your magic wand. So we're going to look for you to wave that magic wand as we start talking about these 3 magic keys. The first key. To express the power of this key, I'm going to need your help. You're going to need a partner, all right? This isn't going to be a big deal, but you need a partner. So you look around. If you know someone, fine. If you don't, fine. It's even better if you don't know them. So just turn to a partner and say, be my partner. Now look at your partner and say, you're in. All right, now if you don't have a partner, raise your hand. Anybody got a partner? You got a partner? You got a partner? Okay. And who else? Do you have a partner? Okay, right. All right, you 3. It can be 3. It doesn't have to be. You just need to be a partner. 2s and 3s, that type of thing. All right, so if you are it, raise your hand. All right, so I am about to express the magic key. All right? But everyone needs to look up at me. All right? And when I say you're the it person, you're going to do something in a minute. But I want you to look at me, and I want you to put on your game face. And what I want you to do, without smiling, is to look at your partner right now. Now, do not smile. Do not smile. All right? Now, if you're it, now smile. Now, what kind of response did you get? You can't even stop smiling. Did it cause you to smile? And how? A smile is magic. There's one thing that I can empower with you tonight, is the power of a smile. Did you know that you just feel better when you smile? Do you know that it increases your aura? You can have jewels and the finest watches and the finest clothes, but you can have a frown. Versus someone who is dressed relatively plainly can have an amazing smile. Who do you think would be more successful? Who do you think would have more friends? Who do you think you would want to be around? The power of a smile. There was a stockbroker in New York City who took a Dale Carnegie course. Mr. Carnegie talked to his class about the power of a smile. He says, I want you to go out this week and I want you to smile at someone that you haven't never smiled to before. Well, this stockbroker never smiled. He says, okay, I'm going to smile. I'm going to start with my wife. We've been married for 18 years. I come down every morning. I never smile. Right? He walks down the stairs. He sits down at the table. He goes,
Good morning, dear. What the hell do you think she did? After she fell over, right? He said in 2 weeks it brought more joy in his life than 18 years of marriage. When he walked out, he spoke to the doorman. Smiled. Spoke to the transit attendant and smiled. When he got to work, he started smiling. When he talked to his clients, did you know you can hear a smile on the phone? You can hear it. I used to talk to people about communication skills. I said, when you're on the phone, put a mirror in front of your desk so you can actually smile. They can hear a smile. His sales went up. His relationships with his groups went up. Same with you. Your kids, your spouses, your family, your own mental health, all is impacted by one simple tool, your smile. If you smile more, the magical key is that you will be more successful. Successful in business, successful in relationships, successful in family, all because of the smile. The second key, wait a moment. Think about the most magical and important sound of any set of any, the magical and most important sound in the universe to a person. The magical and most important sound in the universe to a person. What might that be? What? A what? Laughter's great. I like it. The sweetest and most important sound in any language to that person is their name. Your name. Your name is your identity. To say someone's name is to recognize them as a human being. Is our soul aspiring to our name. The most important thing that you can do to be successful in life is to know people's name. How do you feel when someone doesn't pronounce your name correctly? Does it bother you? Of course it does. Because our name is our identity. How many of you are terrible at remembering names? Right. Okay. I used to be terrible at remembering names too. And you know what? I did something about it. You know what I did? The one thing that you can do is to significantly improve your ability to remember names. What is that? What is it that can help you remember names in a way that you've never done before? What? Repeat the name. Good. What else? Okay. It's so simple. The most important thing that you can do to improve your ability to remember names is your attitude. Because I asked you if you were good at remembering names, and many of you raised your hands. You've already decided you're terrible at remembering names, and I was terrible too. Until I did one thing and I changed my attitude. And I said, I'm actually going to get better at remembering names. And I have. Now as an elected official, chair of the county commission, I'm very good at remembering names. Great leaders, great CEOs, great people who have accomplished so much are so good at remembering names. Now Mr. Carnegie gives us a formula for doing that. Stand up here if you will. Okay. So here, when we start to meet someone, and we're nervous about it, what are we typically thinking if we're going up to meet someone we have never met before? What are you thinking about? Thinking about yourself? Yeah, many times we're thinking about ourselves. So Mr. Carnegie says to stop, and then to look at the individual. And then say, hi, I'm St. Hutchinson. Brian. Okay, and then to listen. And then to repeat. And then association. To think about Brian from the standpoint of someone that I've known named Brian that I can help me remember his name. Stop. Stop what you're doing. Concentrate on the person. Look, take a mental image. He's a good looking man. Right? Listen to his name. Brian, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Repetition and there's someone else I know named Brian. Thank you, Brian. Let's give him a hand, all right? Stop. Look. Listen. Repetition. Association. Say it with me. Stop. Look. Listen. Repetition. Association. One more time. Stop. Look. Listen. Association. You got it. Second key is what? Remembering names. The third key. Oh my God. I left the third for best. This is so powerful. If you learn this skill, it will guarantee your success. Success with families, with friends, with kids, with bosses. You as a boss, you as a leader. This one skill is the greatest skill that you can have that will guarantee your success. And to that, I'm going to ask you all to stand up. And I want you, as you're standing up, I want you to think about something in the last 6 weeks when you really had a great time. You really enjoyed yourself. Something you can talk about for 90 seconds, all right? Where you're out with some friends, you had a party, or you were out having some fun. What do you think about what that is? Sit down. And go ahead and sit down. All right, so some of you are not having enough fun in your life. So. All right, now, what I'd like you to do is put your partner, and I want you to say, if you don't think you had that much fun, say, you go first. Right? You go first. So I need someone in your group to be able to talk first about what your fun was. All right, go ahead. And when you decide who's going to speak, then raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, if you're going to speak, if you're through talking about something where you had some fun, okay, then raise your hand. Okay, good. All right, good. Oh, don't talk yet. Don't talk yet. Don't talk yet. Now, if you're speaking first, I want you to put your head down and close your eyes. Okay, because I've got some instructions for the folks that are listening. I have listening instructions. All right? So let's see. All right? Somebody's got to close your eyes. You've got to close your eyes. Close your eyes so you cannot see the listening instructions because I can't say them. I have to show them. All right, so put them down. Everybody down. Okay, good. All right. You ready? You ready? All right. Listeners. Here we go. Listening instructions. Okay? Got that? You do that? All right. Second one. All right. All right, listeners, you ready? Okay. All right, I'm going to give you 90 seconds for you to talk about this amazing time that you had on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Go. Seconds. Okay, Tammy Fisher. What'd you notice? What? What'd you notice? You got ignored. Anyone else notice being ignored? Yeah. All right, here's the question. How long did it take you to realize that you were being ignored? 5 seconds, right? And how did it make you feel? Maybe it made you feel bad. It made you feel bad, right? The greatest, I love it. The greatest gift that you can give someone is your attention. The greatest gift that you can give someone. As leaders, as parents, as supervisors, as friends, the greatest gift that we can give someone is our attention. And then we sit over there with our phones and we think, well, they'll never notice. They always notice. often said, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you spend it twice as much time listening as talking. Do you think you're more interesting if you're talking or listening? Which one? Talking or listening? Do you think you're more effective as a parent if you're talking or listening? Do you think you're more talking? Do you think you're more effective as a boss if you're talking or listening? You know, I chair a lot of boards, and I found that the higher I get, the more I listen. I heard a 3-star general once said, he said, the more stripes you have on your sleeve, the softer you talk. The greatest gift we can give someone is our attention. And I mean active listening. I mean being present. I mean being authentic, being real, and being in the conversation. To ask questions, to take a genuine interest in other people. The most successful people listen. I'll tell you a quick story, and we're going to wrap everything up. You know, as an elected official, I spend a lot of time listening. And I like to look at other elected officials. Do you think elected officials listen or talk? Right? They always talk. And I'll look at elected officials in the room, you know, where we're all kind of talking, and I have this quotient of the effectiveness of an elected official is the amount of time that I look over to see them, and are they talking or are they listening? And there's one elected official, there's no way I'm going to tell you what this person's name is. Whenever I look at her, she is always talking. And how effective do you think that she is? Are you talking? Are you talking? Or are you listening? With your friends, with your colleagues, with people who report to you or your boss. To be effective, we all have to learn how to listen. So we've talked about a smile, we've talked about names, and we've talked about listening. I want you to think real quick, which one was most meaningful for you? Smile. Let's see those hands. Names. Which was the hands? And listening. Which one? Oh, wow. Well, all of these are in the book, and even more, that Bill Carney, Adam Prince, and Nicholas People. And I want to give this book to someone who truly, truly wants it. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a magical kingdom that was ruled by the great King Arthur. King Arthur's subjects loved King Arthur, and they lived in the kingdom of peace and harmony. On the outskirts of this great kingdom was the outer kingdom of war. And beyond the outer kingdom of war, there was evil and dark Darth Vader. It had about enough of all of this happiness. So he decided he was going to attack the outer kingdom of war, ultimately to take over all of King Arthur's kingdom. The good news is that King Arthur heard of this impending doom. So he summons his greatest and most brave knight, Knight Scott Rawls. And he said, Knight Rawls, I want you to mount this steed and ride 3 days and 3 nights to the outer kingdom of war and warn them of this impending doom. Knight Rawls mounted that steed, and off he went over the first mountain, down into the valley, over the second mountain, and down into the valley. The third night, he could ride no more. So he stopped under a full moon in a bubbling brook to reach down for a sip of water. And at that point, a voice came out of the darkness and said, fill your pockets, for tomorrow you'll be both glad and sad. Knight Rawls, not thinking much of it, but he did reach down, and he picked up a stone and he stuck it in his pocket, mounted his steed over the final mountain pass to look down at daybreak to see the outer kingdom of war was truly safe. And at that point, he remembered the voice. Fill your pockets, for tomorrow you'll be both glad and sad. So he pulled out an emerald. And in fact, he was both glad and sad. Glad he took what he did, yet sad he didn't take more. And that may be how you feel 6 weeks from now. Glad you were here. Glad you accomplished all that you did, yet sad that you didn't take the magic keys and apply them in life every day to truly ensure your happiness and success. Thank you so much for being with us today. I love you, Pat, and congratulations once again for all you have.
Scott's going to be really upset that he wasn't here to be knighted. He's going to be really upset that he missed that. All right. Thank you so much, Sig. Can we give him another round of applause? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really do appreciate it. It is now time for us to start our awards. Tonight, these remarkable students will receive a certificate from Wake Tech, as well as a custom pen set as a token of our appreciation for their outstanding leadership. Each group will be called individually by the program, by the grouping, but the names aren't necessarily in order. I found that out. After receiving your certificate, please also wait near the backdrop for a group picture. And also, they have asked if you will come up to this side. So this side to get the certificate, and then go out that side because you know the order's really nice little flow, and you don't have to backtrack. All right, are we ready? Yeah, this is what you're here for. To kick us off, I'd like to welcome to the stage Allie Pearsall and Rachel Devlin to recognize our student ambassadors. Please, ladies. Yes, let's give them a clap.
Good evening. My name is Allie Pearsall. I'm one of the co-program coordinators for the Student Ambassador Program.
Good evening, and my name is Rachel Devlin, the other co-program coordinator of the Student Ambassador Program. The Student Ambassador Program aims to produce student leaders who represent and promote Wake Tech to prospective students, families, and the community. They create a positive first and lasting impression through their service to the college. This year, our 18 student ambassadors served on 4 campuses: Southern, Scott Northern, Perry Health Sciences, and RTP. Over the course of this year, they have assisted at over 30 Wake Tech and community events, given tours to over 850 guests, welcomed 1,500 guests for 3 of our open houses, and have greeted and assisted countless students while serving in the office. During this year, myself and the other advisory committee members have watched these students gain confidence, grow in their communication skills, and take the initiative to learn more about areas of Wake Tech that they were unfamiliar with. We are so proud of this group and excited where they go in this world.
Alrighty, so I'm going to call each of our student ambassadors that are present today up by name, and they will receive their certificate. First up is Annamari Thomas Carter. Then we have Danielle Jones. Emily Jones. Anna Kotalupova. Gabby Aguilos. Catherine Irons. Jordan Scott. Agustin Alvarez. Eli Coates. Gabriel Morgan. Gracie Wisniewski. James Capola IV. Robert Slemmer. And last but certainly not least, Tim DeRosset. All right, that concludes all the student ambassadors.
Those were some really impressive numbers. I can't believe it. Goodness gracious. All right, congratulations to our student ambassadors. They're going to work on the group photo over here. We got 18 people. It's kind of challenging. And I will give them just 2 seconds, and then I will have Wes Clifton come up here. And then with the advisors. All right, give them another round of applause. I'd now like to welcome Wes Clifton to the podium to recognize our new student orientation leaders. Remember again, we're coming around the front and then coming back this way. Wes, you don't have to.
I'm coming to the VIP entrance. Thank you. All right, good evening, everybody. I am not going to take very long. Our group is much smaller. And coming in, I realized we actually, a couple of ours were not able to make it, so I actually only have one in attendance. But we're going to just speak real briefly about our student orientation leaders, what they do for the school. They do so much for the school. I'm always very pleased and proud to work with this group of student leaders. So just very briefly, I'll tell you about our orientation leaders. At Wake Tech, we have orientation. We do it all year long. It's a little different than a lot of universities. We do orientation year-round since we're accepting students year-round. Because of that, our model's a little different. We don't just do a handful of orientations in the summer. Not to put that down, I know a lot of work goes into that, but we do it all year long, and so our orientation leaders are very important for that reason. We offer orientation online and in person, but in person, we like to have a group of smiling students who can speak about the student experience and let people kind of feel that they're being welcomed by people who have gone through the exact same thing that they have. So I'm just going to briefly give you some of our numbers about this past year. We saw 909 students in our seated sessions. We saw 377 of their guests for a grand total of 1,286 new students and their families that these wonderful student leaders have welcomed to this school over the past year. Leading an orientation session has a lot that goes into it. They take attendance and they manage check-in data. They answer questions from students and guests, and as you all probably know, students and guests can have lots of interesting and unexpected questions. They conduct the orientation sessions on 4 different campuses. They distribute materials, they manage inventory, and most importantly, they provide a welcoming face for new students and their guests. I do want to just briefly recognize, since we're down to a team of 5 this year, we had Amy Amanowit, who graduated in December, but did a lot for us before she graduated. Kind of our orientation leaders in absentia tonight, we have Christy Berry, Dee Liao, and Kirsten Barber. And so they unfortunately couldn't make it. I do have 1 student in attendance tonight, and so at this time, I'm not sure what order these are in. I should probably look before I started speaking. There she is. I'm going to bring up Sarah Dakin. She's over there.
Thank you, Wes.
Sarah,
Oh, wait,
shake your hand.
Okay.
Sarah asked if she could speak just a few words since we were going to be so brief. Sarah has been with the Orientation Leader program for quite some time. She's really helped keep me together over the years. And she's our only orientation leader who was with us both before and after the COVID period. So she's really helped us keep together. And she's going to say just a few words. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Wes.
Hey y'all, my name is Sarah Dakin and I've been at Wake Tech since 2017. At this point, that makes me a career college student. I've been a part of several organizations and committees across the campuses in my time here at Wake Tech, and by far, my favorite has been new student orientation. I've seen many of my team members move on to bigger and brighter futures at wonderful colleges and universities, so I don't know what I'm still doing here, other than having a blast. COVID hit us hard, and I watched our college and others like it scramble to find a sense of normalcy during this troubling time. Orientation kept me sane because no matter what, there's always new people striving to make a difference in their own lives. The beauty of orientation is that we are that fresh face for the college. We show students just how wonderful community college can be if they advocate for themselves and remember to check their freaking emails. In my position, we present the longest PowerPoint presentation you've ever had to sit through, and we do it in style. I help to curate my team with the best students $15 an hour can ever buy. My buddy Dee is the bomb, a lovely lady from China, and an avid degree collector. Even though English is her second language, she makes students feel engaged and invested in their education. Christy is a Hispanic dream come true. Her beautiful accent and inability to say apprenticeship brings me a tremendous amount of joy every time we work together. I am so proud of her for all that she's accomplished here and will continue to do for our college with the Care Center. Kirsten is my best friend. I got her hired for a lot of reasons, but the main reason was because I knew she would kill it with that good old repetition. She and I are everyday proof that study groups lead to wonderful relationships. I'm so blessed I was able to help curate my team. Even being short-staffed, we make each and every session a valuable experience for so many new students. Molly is a wonderful leader and a great friend to me. She makes the job look easy and is a wonderful role model for being driven and passionate about your education. Her doctorate is just going to make her more of a rock star than she already is. I wouldn't want to chat about the handsome campus policeman with anyone else. My boss, Wes, is the best boss I've ever had. Whether it's talking movies, music, or karaoke, he's a busy guy with a lot of passions. But one that stands out to me is Wes's passion for this community college. He's driven and goal-oriented, and there's so many new students who learn valuable lessons from Wes. One of those is being an advocate for yourself. College isn't the place where your parent holds your hand and does your homework for you. Wake Tech is the place where you go to the ILC and take your future in your own hands. It's a place where you make mistakes, try new things. Your college experience may not look like mine. I've been around the block and picked up way more degrees than I should have. I've taken way more classes than I've passed, but I'm a great representative for what this college can do for you. It opens doors and helps you to pursue dreams and interests you never could have imagined for yourself. I've never had a job that I've loved more in my life, and let me tell you, I've worked a lot of jobs. Orientation is a place where I share my passion for Wake Tech with so many new and friendly faces. I'm blessed to be the face of Wake Tech, and I will continue to share my experiences with students until I actually settle on a degree path. Until then, you'll see me right back on this podium for years to come. Go Eagles, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's give her another round of applause. She made up for the fact that she was the only one. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes. All right. So next on the agenda, I would like to welcome Keela Farmer, who will be recognizing our Student Government Association.
Good evening, everyone. So excited to be here. I do have the pleasure of serving as the Assistant Director for Student Government Association and Student Leadership here. It's always great to see a new bunch of students come in every year. It's more amazing to see how they transition over time. They come in so green and unsure, and they leave as little adults. And I appreciate how they fine-tune me as I fine-tune them. So your Student Government Association is your governing body here at Wake Tech. We do a lot of work behind the scenes that not a lot of people really realize. We're part of some really high-ranking committees here. We're on the Board of Trustees. We're in the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, also our Collaborative Council, and several other things. We do a lot of the events that you see on campus, any of the leaflets or pamphlets telling you to come out and get engaged. And we work very highly with student activities as a result. So I definitely couldn't do what I do without them. Student activities couldn't do what we do without them, and we hit all campuses to make sure all students' voices they lead all the way up to the top, because we're your voting body for students across every discipline. So we're excited to serve. I'm excited to serve them, and I'm so glad to be their lead advisor along with several others in the Student Activities Department. And so let's get started. And if you are a graduating senior, make sure to stop off and get your cord with Bria, and of course meet us over here for a great picture. So we're going to start off with our SGA president, Annika Hedemark. Alrighty. I had them in order, I promise. Alrighty, 1, 2, alrighty, and our vice president of SGA is William Guevara. Alrighty, we have our secretary, Kelsey Bell. Alrighty, we have our treasurer, Ernesto Gallegos Torres. Next, we have our public information officer, Andrew Pratt. Alrighty, and on to our senators. We have Danielle Jones, or Danny Jones as we call her. Alrighty, we have Cricket Wellham. Thank you. All right, we have Brian Sanchez Martinez. We have Jennifer Aguilera. Alrighty, we have Kevin Rizavia. see. We have Talia Tabron. Alrighty, we have Austin Medlin. Alrighty, and last but not least, Sally Muhammad. Thank you so much.
And they, wait.
Oh wow, they got that group together really fast this time. See, now we're cooking with fire. We're like on it. I also want to say, graduating seniors, those chords are awesome, and I'm really excited for you. Less than 2 weeks away. One more round of applause for them while they're making their way back. Good job, guys. Sometimes they do the interviews up on the floor that I'm on, and it's always really fun to kind of quiz them when they're freaking out right before they're gonna, interview for all their different volunteer positions, and it's really nice to see them afterwards because they really are. They're like little adults. It's fabulous. All right, next up, look, he's he's queued up, he's ready to go. Please welcome to the stage Richard Redding, who will recognize our Pathways leaders. Come on up here.
Thank you so much. I knew that wasn't for me. So Pathways. Good afternoon. The Pathway Success Scholars Program focuses on the journey of a minority male career and college promise students. As we found out earlier, my knighted Dr. Rawls, it's about the journey. So our job here is to help our CCP students, our career and college promise students, to be about the journey of being a part of the Wake Tech community. We serve about 145 minority male students through our Pathways program, out of about 3,000 plus students, high school students, across the county, Wake County. So as you see, we have a lot of work to do to get our minority males involved in the dual enrollment program. But we're excited that we can engage with these students. And one of the ways we engage with these students is through our peer mentorship program, which means we take students that are native Wake Tech students here, and they mentor our high school CCP students. Today, I want to talk about one gentleman who has been part of the previous regime as our Pathway Success Scholars program. And the only way I could thought to introduce him, if you allow me just a few moments here, is to talk about a time last summer when he was a part of our Pathways Leadership series over the summer. We asked him to write something regarding leadership. And I don't know if he knew I was going to do this tonight. He probably didn't. I still have that. I actually told him to send it to me a year ago, and he sent it to me. So this is what he wrote, and this is the best way to introduce this young man. He said, "I would like to start off my speech with a quote by the world-famous anti-apartheid activist and first president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. A true leader leads from the back unless others believe they are in front. To be a leader means to be someone who people listen to and follow, not out of fear, but out of conviction from their own hearts and respect. To be a leader means to be selfless, to always have the best for the group in mind, rather than your own personal gain. To not only know the right way, but to go the right way and show the right way. Leaders come in all forms, shapes, and sizes. Everyone I am talking to today is a leader in some aspect in their life. Our destiny is not written for us, but by us. You have the ability to create change, the ability to accomplish your dreams and the dreams of others, the power to shape the world. To do this, I believe everyone must learn something important. Learn to implement the 3 R's: responsibility for your actions, respect for self, and finally, respect for others. The people are the utmost important, and you depend on them just as much as they depend on you. After all, he who thinks he is leading and has no one following is actually taking a walk. In order to truly find yourself, you need to lose yourself in the service of others. So the gentleman I'm introducing you today is a Pathways mentor. He started off in our program in the leadership series. He's also a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and he has turned that service into becoming one of the peer mentors for our high school CCP students. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tadawanishi Lee Nsamba. He wants a few seconds of it on his own time.
Good evening, everyone. So as Mr. Richard Zerting said, I'm from the Pathways Peer Mentors Program. And Pathways is a program set up at Wake Tech with the goal of assisting and aiding minority groups within the college with the goal of increasing the graduation rate amongst these groups. We are still open to everyone. So I'm an international student from Zimbabwe, which is the very bottom of Southern Africa. And one of the things I can say is that when I got to America, culture shock was a major thing. I feel like it's very different, everything from the way people speak, the culture around, and just the way people hold themselves. So within my first semester at Wake Tech, Pathways was the first program to reach out to me, and they asked me to join. So I joined this thinking it was just a program, but what I found out was actually I joined the Brotherhood. And in this group, we met, we discussed during our regular meetings all of the challenges we faced. We also discussed the different resources at Wake Tech that were made available to aid us. And over the summer, like you said, I've had so much. It's been an amazing journey, from the peer leadership mentor program in the summer to job opportunities, and even now to be able to aid current incoming high school students into Wake Tech. I've been a part of it all, and I've just loved the process. And I'm honestly honored to be standing here representing this program. So thank you so much.
We'll give them a minute or two. All right, another round of applause, please. I'd now like to welcome our friend Melody Henderson, who will be recognizing our Fostering Bright Futures leaders.
Good evening. Good evening. All right, your enthusiasm is standing between us and the rest of the program. All right. Okay, so I just want to take a few minutes to talk to you a little bit about our Fostering Bright Futures program. Some of you may be aware of the program and some of you may not. It was established in 2008, and we were here to support young adults who have been served by the North Carolina foster care system. And here what we do at the college is provide resources to eliminate barriers that would typically derail these students from meeting educational and life goals. So in 2022 and 23 academic year, it has been quite exciting. I'm just continuously in awe of our students and their accomplishments inside and outside of the classroom, despite the many obstacles that they face. So I want to highlight just a couple of our students and their accomplishments. This past fall, Asia McCullough graduated with her Associate in Arts degree and is currently working as a tax preparer. This evening, we met Khadijah Scarborough at the top of our program, who graduated from our highly competitive nursing program and is now a pediatric nurse at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, Maryland. So we're very excited for her. And this spring, we are excited and ready to celebrate Alejandra Basham and Lisa Jevernick as they walk across the stage on May 6th. Alejandra will be leaving us and transitioning on to study social work at one of our local colleges. And Lisa will be going on to pursue a career in environmental conservation, focusing primarily on recycling. Okay? I also want to mention Amadou Diarra. He has made our president's list, and he has faced quite a few obstacles this year, but we have been able to support him through that, and I'm just super excited about his accomplishments in those classrooms. We also have a couple of different groups that are very strong supporters of our Foster and Bright Futures program, primarily Blue Cross and Blue Shield, but we also have others in our community who really just reach out and embrace our program. And I really wanted to just take a moment to highlight Darlena Moore. She provides a scholarship for students within our foster care program, but not just here at Wake Tech, but across the state. Darlena is a former foster care youth as well. And she takes this opportunity to name the scholarship after her foster care parents who supported over 100 or more youth in foster care. And so Khadijah and Lisa and Asia have all been past recipients of that scholarship, and I'm proud to announce, or happy to announce, that Selena Garcia and Jake Sear will be the recipients for this upcoming year. So they'll be receiving these awards. And then so finally, I want to just bring forward Lisa Jevernick. And Alejandra Basham. And I'm just really excited again for all of the accomplishments of our students, although they were all able to join us this evening, but they are working really hard. And I'm excited that we are at an institution that recognizes this population of students and their challenges, and that we're able to provide support. So thank you to all of you who have served as mentors at some point, and just your continued efforts and success. And thank you to Stephanie and the Foundation Office for all that you do to keep us sustained. So thank you.
Give them a minute. All right, gonna give them one more round of applause. For our next round of awards, please welcome Kay Ruth and Don Harville, and they're going to bring up our buddy Zach Hall from Balfour Beatty here in I think a few minutes for a special award, but I'm going to bring up Kay and Don first to do our awards for student applied benchmarking.
Good evening. That's nice. I'm thrilled to be here this evening as we recognize student leadership at Wake Tech. My name is Dawn Harville, and this is my colleague Kay Ruth, and we're here representing the Student Applied Benchmarking Initiative. Student Applied Benchmarking is an initiative that started as an extension of faculty and staff applied benchmarking. Students work with a faculty or staff mentor to identify a problem to be solved or a process to be improved. Students use research and communication with experts in the field to identify ways for improving student life at Wake Tech. Further, students may have the opportunity to implement their projects, making real and lasting change here in our community. Before I recognize the students who completed benchmarking projects this year, I would like to take a moment to thank this year's faculty and staff mentors, as well as the scholarship judging panel. Each student who submits an applied benchmarking project works with a faculty or staff mentor who provides guidance and support through the project process. This year's faculty and staff mentors were Emily Moore from the department, who is the department head for communication and theater, Kristen Wallingford, an assistant professor in the Department of Sociology, John McNary, an instructor of automotive systems technology, Dennis Porch, professor of communication, Tim Choi, instructor of business administration, Narashaman Sujatha, professor of physics, and Priyanka Kumar, assistant professor of business administration. So let's give them a round of applause. Some of them aren't here with us tonight, so thank you for your work. Additionally, from this year's project submissions, we will be awarding 3 scholarships this evening, and I'd like to recognize the judging panel who helped choose our winners. Christopher Weeks, the Director of Entrepreneurship, Emily Holliday, Coordinator of E-Learning Support, David Cooper, Dean of Accessibility Services, and Karenato Davis, Dean of Library Services. So thank you all as well. Okay. Before we begin recognizing our students, I would like to introduce and invite Mr. Zach Hall from Balfour Beatty to join us here on stage. It is due to Balfour Beatty's continued generosity and commitment to student innovation and engagement that we're able to fund this year's scholarships. Thank you, Mr. Hall, for being here with us tonight. The first student that we would like to recognize tonight actually was a participant in 2021. She was the first place scholarship winner that year, and we invited her to come back tonight to join us because she didn't get to back in 2021. So Amana Awi, if you would please come to the stage. And I did get permission. She is able to walk and join us. I'm not just being mean to her. She is supported by her mentor, Dr. Carrie Carreño Zingaro, and she submitted her idea for providing additional support to new international students here at Wake Tech. We're really glad that she's able to be here with this evening, and again, she was our first place winner back in 2021. Now I would like to recognize this year's participants. Each of these students worked very hard to identify an area of interest, research best practices, and to offer suggestions for improving the Wake Tech community. Their projects were judged based on the quality of their research, the implementation plan, innovation, and the potential impact it could have on the Wake Tech community. In addition to having their ideas seen by college personnel, the students with the 3 highest scores will receive scholarships in recognition of their work. So when I call your names, please come forward to be recognized. With the project entitled Excellence in Writing, which explored the creation of certificates and micro-credentials in the liberal arts to help promote student completion, Zachary Vickers. With the project titled Welcome to America, North Carolina, Wake Tech, A Guide for Immigrants, which proposed additional resources for immigrants new to Wake County that focuses on the social aspects of moving to a new country, Grace Abraham. With the project titled Let's Talk Credit Cards, which proposed the need for debt management education for college students, Mercedes Morales. With the project titled Crude Application of Capacitors, which looked at the benefits of interdepartmental collaboration to help students develop problem-solving skills, Agustin Alvarez, Alejandro Collazo Lopez, and Joseph Giardina. And now for our scholarship-winning projects. Winning a scholarship in the amount of $400, again, thanks to the generosity of Balfour Beatty. We have Megan Gallagher with her project entitled Sustainable Transportation in the Suburbs, which proposed ways to address transportation issues in and around Wake County, not only for Wake Tech students, but also county citizens. Our second place scholarship, which is a $600 scholarship, goes to Herman Gonzalez with his project entitled Saving Money, Time, and Lives. It Took a Village, which resulted in a basic auto maintenance video that will be shared with Wake Tech students to help them maintain one of their most valuable assets, their car, also saving them money and helping keep them safe on the road as well. I don't think he was able to be with us tonight. He had to be with family, but we give him a round of applause. And last but certainly not least, winning a $1,000 scholarship, Sarah Yamadi with her project entitled The Impact of Inflation, which explored the need for financial literacy education for college students. Congratulations to all of these students and to this year's scholarship winners. Just as a quick reminder to our students, I'll be in touch with the scholarship winners, and please be sure to take your posters home with you if you'd like. Thank you.
Oh, please give them another round of applause. I am actually really excited. Sig, you gotta talk to the one student about transit, I think. If we had some of our banking partners here, I'd be like, all this financial literacy, that is their hot button for sure. We'll make connections. And now for our final awards of the night. I totally thought that our distinguished Executive Vice President was coming up on stage, but instead I get the fabulous Brian Gann, who is Vice President of Enrollment and Student Services. Did I get that right? All right, cool. Yay, I was right. Brian's just happy that he's not the one who has to read out all of the names. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I did not know that I was going to be reading all of these names until I got here this evening. So please, I would normally take Sig's advice and practice the phonetics of everyone's name so that I got it right. I did not get the opportunity because that person didn't tell me. So I apologize truly, because I really, really am big about names. I apologize now for not saying your name right if I get it wrong. It is not personal. I apologize. But before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit about these awards, because this is the inaugural year for the Torch Awards. The Torch Awards recognize students who best exemplify the qualities of service, engagement, academics, and leadership. This includes community service involvement, campus club or organizational participation, outside academic achievement, and campus or community leadership. My guess is they probably also have families, have jobs, and have other responsibilities that they are balancing. Why a torch? And what does the Wake Tech torch symbolize? Scott talked about it a little bit earlier. Again, trying to steal my thunder. I guess it's presidential privilege. The torch is a metaphor of a beacon of light, a fire, a torch. Not just a beacon that they are guided to and then leave behind, but a torch that they carry with them, that lights the way along their path for the rest of their lives. Our students are representative of the torch. Through their academic and campus experiences, our students use their opportunities at Wake Tech as a pathway to many future personal and professional achievements. And tonight, these students will receive a certificate from Wake Tech recognizing this special achievement, as well as a beautiful medal that may be worn at commencement ceremonies. After receiving your certificate, please wait near the backdrop for a picture after each student has been recognized. You guys have filed up and gotten in line somewhere? Thank you. Brian's gonna give me the first, oh, he's gonna give me all of them, okay. Remember what I said, I did not get to practice. This is literally the first time I've seen all of these names. And of course, they give me one of the very hard ones first. Tadawananashi Sumpa. I am so sorry. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you for your forgiveness. Atalia Stiegler. Zina Abuelos.
Thank you.
Annika Hedemar. Jennifer Aguilera. You got a cheering crowd over here. Isabella Palacia. Coleman Pilkington. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Emma Denman. Alexandria Anthony. Christopher Dickerson. Ismail Ali. No, you don't have to hurry. This is your moment. Augustine Alvarez. Natalie Hahn. Oh, my girl. Marianne Valino. Also our Wake Tech Idol winner this year. You know, if I had known you were gonna, like, you know, make you sing. Anamari Carter. And Yan Yu. I want you to give them one more round of applause. They are the inaugural group of Torch winners, Torch awardee recipients. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are closing it out. We have made it by 8 o'clock, Brian. The time, it's ticking away here. So Brian Gann is going to bring us home. Don't get up quite yet. Bring us home, but not more than 3 minutes, right?
You got it.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. You may have heard my name is Brian. Sig gave us a very good introduction. Sig, thank you so much. Inspiring. That was good for my heart and my soul, and I appreciate that so much, and I know it was for all of us. I wonder if I can ask a favor, because we've heard from a lot, and we've congratulated a lot of students, and we are still taking pictures. I just realized that I'm talking right over photos. Keep going. Everybody says keep going. Okay, thank you, Jeff. We have heard from a lot of students tonight, and we have given a lot of applause for a lot of deserving students. But I wonder, students, if you'll help me for a minute, because there are a lot of faculty, a lot of staff, a lot of administrators in the room that get up every day to help you, to invest in you, and to take care of you. Students, will you help me thank them for just a moment? I would also be remiss to not acknowledge, and Dawn alluded to this in her remarks, this is the first time we've had this event in person since 2019 because of the pandemic and all the effects that we've had. And that's important to acknowledge, because one thing, it's a little bit behind us. And number two is you've gone out and earned in the dirt the awards and the honors and the grades in the most trying, challenging conditions for learning and for education that we have faced in our lifetimes. And so kudos to you. Congratulations for not earning all these leaderships, all these recognitions as we lead into graduation in a couple of weeks, but to have done that in such a challenging environment. And so I just want to say thank you for choosing Wake Tech. Thank you for being a part of the journey here. I will just tell you, and I say always, that I am a proud community college graduate and a proud first-generation college student, and I know from talking to many of you that's your story too. And so you go as far, and as your dreams will carry you. And thank you for letting Wake Tech be a part of that journey for you. Stephanie would like to talk to you about getting your address before you leave to donate to the foundation as you achieve great things in your life. We're here for you. You access our libraries, our career services, whatever you need. Wake Tech is a part of your life for as long as you need it to be. And with that, I am 1 minute to 8, and we are done. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Brian. Safe travels and have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.